Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video with Tank Viewer today. What we're doing today, well, boys and girls, we're back on World of Warships console. That's right, back on here. And what we're doing today on here is that we're going to be taking a look at the new German destroyer line. Basically, I guess you could say a mini tech tree ship review of them before they come out of early access. Yes, just like the cruisers I did a few days ago, which is like 1 day, 2 days ago, or something like that, whatever. Uh, they're in early access right now. So the only way to get your hands on these things is by through loot crates, which comes within the season, just like the French cruiser line that we did a few days ago. And I know some of you are probably saying, "But Tank, that's not even a destroyer." That's on your screen right now. I know it's not. It's the German legendary ship, battleship, uh, Grossifers, which is a monster ship, if you ask me, with its secondaries and all that. But yeah, we definitely are going to be taking a look at all three because they begin at tier 6 and go all the way up to tier 8, which is only three ships, tier 6 and tier 7 and 8. Um, Shut up for that, guys. Before you do Acts 2, they are. If you do get them in a loot crate, I'm not saying you are 100% going to get them in through a loot crate, but we'll say you do, you only have a possibility of getting two of them instead of the three. The tier 8 you cannot get, just like the French cruisers, so basically you can only get tier 7 and tier 6 within the loot crates. That's the only way you can get your hands on these ships for now until they come out of early access. I hear some of you say, well, but Tank, when do they come out of early access? Well, when they come out of early access is at the end of the season, basically the next season, when it begins, that's when they will be out of early access. So keep that in mind, man, if you want to wait for these ships and, maybe, not get them to your loot crate, but you never know, you might not. It's just a luck, I guess, or RNG. But let's get right into today's video and go look at these beautiful ships. Of course, like I said, they start at tier 6 and goes way up to tier 8. Um, the only way to unlock them is playing through the Mass, which is the other German tier 6 destroyer. Once you get that completely elite out, like completely upgraded and up to its form, where you can unlock either the Z31 or the Z23. But once you unlock the Z31, there she is. And let's look at her lordiness of beauty. I mean, look how good the ship. I like how the forward gun turrets have two guns in it, and it looks like it has a decent amount of torpedoes, which we see them right there in the middle of the ship, both forward and rear of the middle smokestack. Plus, it has two gun turrets in the rear, with one gun in each one of those. So yeah, she looks like a nice little ship, does she? So let's look at her loadout. She gets 8 high explosive, AP, and torpedoes. Normally what a destroyer gets. Then she gets a damage control party, a smoke generator, which most destroyers get except French. The French is basically the only line that doesn't get. I think there is one other one too. This, and I think it's the Pan Europe's destroyers. I don't know. I think some of them don't get it. I think one does actually get it, but I could be wrong. Please miss, like, if you want to put in the comments saying they do, please do that. I don't remember if they do or not. And then it gets a engine boost as well. Its specs, for its hit points, it's 18,500, which if HE shells hits you, it really isn't going to really matter too much, but there's that. Then our main batteries, we have cores, two different areas. We of course have the forward gun turret, which has two guns and one gun turret, and then the ones in the rear, which one gun in each turret. So yeah, that's what it's trying to tell us about. But what kind of guns are they? We have a 150mm L48TB TSLC36, and then the ones in the rear is a 150mm L48 LDRHLC38. Okay, firing range is 10.5 kilometers. Reload time is 5.5 seconds. Turning time is 12.9 seconds. Max HE shell damage is 1,800. Pricing chance for that HE shell is 12%, and max AP shell damage is 3,700. Then our torpedoes, we have right here is probably will be confusing, especially for a new player. If it's saying about two, which what it means is it has two torpedo launchers. Now, how many tubes in each one? And it's basically telling you four torpedo tubes in each launcher. So roughly, hang on, let me see here. It's around 8 torpedoes. I'm not the best with math, so that's why it takes me a little while to figure it out. But around, I think, 8 torpedoes in the water on one side. Now remember, they're in the middle, so they both could be launched on either port or starboard side, so you do have that option. The reload time is 120 seconds, turning time is 7.2 seconds, max damage is 12,867, and torpedo detection range by sea is 1.2 kilometers. Torpedo range is 7.5 kilometers, and torpedo speed is 52 knots. Okay. Then we have our anti-aircraft guns, which is, yes, you do get them on destroyers, and I mostly keep mine turned off most of the time, so I don't get spotted by aircraft when I get into that battle against aircraft carriers and stuff. But let's talk about these. We got our first batch, which is a 20mm Flak 38. We get 8 of these, and like one. So basically, it's saying we get 8 guns and 1 gun turret. I'm thinking that's right, right? I don't. Oh well. I guess it doesn't really matter where how you know your AAs are. But average damage per second is 24. Firing range is 2 kilometers. And then we have the 37mm Flak Queen 30. We get 4 out of 2 of these. Average damage per second is 10. And firing range is 3.5 kilometers. Sorry for that, guys. And then our mobility. Well, I guess you could say mobility. Our max speed is 31.5 knots, so that's as fast as we can go. And of course, the stats of your ship, and then the armor. I know this is a destroyer, and probably the armor really doesn't matter, but somewhat I do think armor does matter. At least you know how thick your armor is in some of the spots. So let's talk about the armor of this little destroyer. The fore and aft and armor, bottom is 19. The fore and deck is 16. The fore and plating is 16. Bottom is 19. Aft and deck is also 16. And aft and plating is also 16. The superstructure armor, top side plating is 10. Side plating is also 10. And that's it for there. The main battery mount armor, rear plating is 15. Side plating is 6 to 20. Bottom plates is 6 to 20. Frontal plates is 10 to 30. And top plates are 6 to 20 as well. Then our visual ship part armor, bottom is 19, deck is 25, outward ship is 16, the armor belt is 25, and outward ship is 16 as well. Now, the thing about destroyers, I bet they do have citadels, but in World of Warships, it doesn't seem too much how the citadel is. I don't know if that's where the citadel would be normally, but because of I believe this would work for the console version as well. The overmatch mechanic. So battleships, cruisers that uses AP against a destroyer will just go right through. It will not hit the citadel of it. So your best option, if you're probably wondering how to effectively kill a destroyer, is to use HE. Yes, I know that battleships takes a little bit to reload and stuff, but still load that HE, and you'll definitely wreck that destroyer a lot more you would with AP. Now, AP will hurt them, but it's more effective than using HE and stuff like that. So yeah, that is the Z31. Now we're going to go over to the GJ Mayorker. Oh, I'm probably butchering some of these things. I am so sorry, Germany, for that. But it looks like this one has 2 gun turrets in the front, 1 in the middle with its torpedo launcher, and 2 to the rear. Oh, it looks like it has another extra 2 more torpedoes on both port and starboard. So altogether, it has 3 torpedo launchers, or torpedoes. Yeah, launchers. Now, what am I thinking about the tank? And then 2 launchers on the 2 on both port and starboard. And it looks like around 4 right there in the middle. Huh. Okay. So let's look at its loadout. It gets high explosive, armor piercing, and torpedoes. What do you expect? It also gets a damage control party, smoke screen generator, and an engine boost. Its specs, it gets 24,500 health. Alright. And its main battery is 150mm L48 TBTS LC36. I guess 5 of these type of guns, which of course we've just seen them. Firing range is 10.8 kilometers. Reload time is 6 seconds. Turning time is 12.9 seconds. Max HE shell damage is 1,800. Firing saving chance is 12%. And then your max AP shell damage is 4,000. Okay. What about torpedoes? Well, it's telling us about our different torpedoes we have here. We have a 533mm Zilling torpedoes, which tells us that we have 2. So it's telling us about the launchers and the tubes. We have 2 launchers. Well, 1 on port, 1 on starboard, and then 2 torpedo tubes within the launchers. So basically, meaningfully speaking, if you're just using those 2, you only have 2 going in the water on both port and starboard side. Then the reload time of those is 110 seconds. Turning time is 7.2 seconds. Max damage is 15,500. And torpedo detection range by sea is 1.2 kilometers. Then our other one, which is a 533-meter Veering, which we get 1, which we get 4 of them, and that, right? Yeah, 4. So if we're looking at this, we get another 8 more torpedoes. Though, unlike the previous ship, we cannot launch all 8 on both port and starboard. We can only launch 9, around, we'll say, around 6 of them, I think, on one side. So you can only launch around 6 on port and starboard side. So yeah, reload time is 110 seconds. Turning time is 7.2 seconds. Max damage is 15,500. And torpedo detection range by sea is 1.2 kilometers. Torpedo range is 8 kilometers. Torpedo speed is 52 knots. Then we got anti-aircraft guns. Our first one is the 20mm Flak-Wing 38. We get, of course, 8 of them. Average damage per second is 34. Firing range is 2 kilometers. And we also get the 37mm Flak-Wing 30. Average damage per second is 10. And firing range is 3.5 kilometers. Then our max speed is 31.5 knots. Okay. Of course, the stats for the ship and the armor. Again, I always like going over the armor because you just never know. The fore and aft end armor, the bottom is 20. Fore and deck is 19. The fore and plating is 19 as well. Bottom is 20. Aft end deck is also 19. And the aft end plating is also 19. The superstructure armor is top side plates is 13. A side plates is also 13. Side plates, or actually the main armored battery armored armor, side plates is 6, bottom plates is 6, top plates are also 6, frontal plates are 10, and then let's go over to the visual ship part armor. Bottom is also 20, deck is 25, outboard ship is 19, armored belt is 25, and outboard ship is also 19. And let's show you guys a little bit of the, I guess you could say, the Citadel. Because it's not really, like I said, with the tier 6, it's not really easy to Citadel these things because armor piercing were just over pen. So your best option, again, even for this one, is HE. And that's the best way of taking out any destroyer at any tier because of the overmatch mechanics and stuff. If you're firing at a Lightly armored target, just like a destroyer, your armor piercing is just going to overmatch its armor, and basically saying that you're not really going to do a lot, your full max damage against them. So HE is going to be your best option against these things. Any destroyer, actually, to be really honest. But that is the GJ Mirker. And now, the last one of the bunch is the F Shutleds. Shutleds? I'm so sorry, Germany, if I'm butchering these names pretty freaking badly, but yeah. This one does look pretty interesting. One gun turret in the front, one in the middle, and it looks like it has around another 8 torpedoes again. So yeah, but this time it looks like it's like the first one we did at tier 6. So okay, not that bad, isn't she? She looks pretty cool. Though that does mean you have to give in kind of a little bit more broadside to start shooting your main batteries, because the other two is in, well, one's in the rear and one is in the middle of the ship. So yeah. So let's look at the loadout. We get high explosive, armor piercing shells, and torpedoes. We also get a damage control party, a smoke screen generator, a engine boost, and we also get defensive AA fire, which will help you against those pesky aircraft from the aircraft carriers. And then our specs. We have 26,500 hit points. Our main batteries, we have 150mm 60 SKC-25. Three of these and two, which means we got 3 gun turrets with 3 guns. I mean, 2 guns in each gun turrets. So roughly, so we got two, then another two. Run 6 guns, not six, 8 guns. Why am I saying six? I guess I got my mind stuck on six again. Or just do it. Whatever. um, the front range is 11.2 kilometers. Reload time is 6.7 seconds. Turning time is 12.9 seconds. Max HE shell damage is 1,800, and fighting chance is 12%. Max AP shell damage is 4,000. Our torpedoes is 533 mm ring. Of course, we get 2 launchers with 4 tubes in them. So, like I said, 8 torpedoes in the water on both port and starboard side, which is a lot more better than the tier 7, if you ask me. Reload time is 110 seconds. Turning time is 7.2 seconds. Max damage is 15,500. Torpedo detection range by sea is 1.2 kilometers. Torpedo range is 8 kilometers. Torpedo speed is 52 knots. Then our AA is 30 meter flak 103.38. 6 of these F2, so we get 6 turns within 2 guns. Average damage per second is 61. Frame range is 3 kilometers. Then we have a 55 meter L77 Griot 58. One of these are 1. Average damage per second 17. Frame range is 4.5 kilometers. Then we have a 150 meter 60 SKC-25. That is our main battery, it looks like. If I'm mistaken, sorry for that, guys. I think that's our main batteries. Yes, 3 gun turns with 2 guns in each. Average damage per second, 35. Frame range is 6 kilometers. I think that is our main batteries right there. If I'm looking at that correct, that is our main batteries, also as anti-aircraft guns. Wow. Okay. Our max speed is 31.9 knots, and of course concealment. I know I didn't really show you guys concealment, but we're not going to go over huge depth within the concealment area. Then the armor. Like always, we're going to be covering the armor. And every kind of video I'm going to do like this, I'm always going to cover that type of armor protection. So the fore and aft end armor, the bottom is 20, fore and deck is 19, the fore and plates is also 19, bottom is also 20, aft end deck is also 19, and aft end plating is 19 as well. The superstructure armor, top side plates is 13, and side plating is also 13. The main battery mount armor, not armored. Rear plates is 25, side plates is 40, bottom plates is 20, top plates are also 35, frontal plates is 100. Ooh, wow. So that means they have 100 meters thickness of armor in the front. And then we have the visible ship part armor. Bottom is 20, deck is 25, Northward ship is 19, armor belt is 25, and Northward ship is also 19. Okay, not that bad. Not that bad as, well, German destroyers goes, I guess you could say. I mean, that's all the German destroyers within a nutshell. Maybe this video is a little bit more shorter than the previous one, but, there's not really much to talk about the armor, I guess. But if you want to take these things out easy, like I said, HE is going to be your way to do that. Always fire HE at these things. Any destroyer, to be honest. Cruisers always will probably have that HE loaded, but battleships do load that HE if you want to get rid of these things faster, because you will do your max damage on these things. Your armor piercing will overpen a lot more than they will pen. Yes, you can hurt them with your armor piercing, but because of your HE having a lot more better chances of doing a lot more damage, I would rather stick with HE. But I'd like to know, do these things look exciting for you guys? Are you guys going to either, well, of course, complete the season and hopefully maybe get two of them out of the loot crates? And if you do, which one is going to be your favorite? Of course, you're only going to be able to get two of them. But I'd like to know, which one would you like, there, guys? Which one do you think is the better one? Do you like the tier 8? Do you like the tier 7? Or do you like the tier 6? Let me know in the comments down below which one you like. Or, if you don't get them in the loot crates, are you just going to hopefully maybe wait, which you have no other chance to wait till the season ends and grind up through this line? Or are you grinding up through the French one, the French cruiser line? Which line are you going to go up first? The destroyers or the cruisers? Let me know in the comments down below, please. I'd like to know what choices everybody's going to make when these ships comes out of early access. For me, not sure which one I'm going to try at this point. As you can see, I'm only at tier 5 for the German destroyers. I forget what tier I am for the French cruisers, but hey, we'll see what we'll do, right? In the future. I mean, I'm going to get up there so I can do some ship reviews of these things, but that's not here today, but also it's going to be in the future sometime. I know I'm probably going to try to enjoy these things. Not sure, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what we do with these two new ship lines in World of Warships. And one other thing too, before we end today's video, make sure you keep an eye out for the upcoming double barrel Russian heavy tank line coming out as well. If you're playing World Tanks, I'll be doing that. But yeah, uh, I'm going to keep on doing this for World of Warships console, so that way you guys can see this lines of any new lines that comes to World of Warships console. And let me know, do you want to see more stuff like this for World of Warships, or what? Along with also ship reviews, we'll be still doing that as well, so no worries on that. But I guess that's gonna be it for this video there, guys. I really hope you guys really did enjoy this video. If you guys did, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys want to, and like always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.